Pain is like an earthen pot in the hands of a great porter. Clay returns to clay. Arise in the land of the living. YAKUBIBanabantu production.
YAKUBIBanabantu, Mutoto wa Kibantu, Bana Muntu. Bana
Kembo na tata Nzambi Yamazulu mpungu tulendo sonini na nini somandla gai morungu mwenenyaga. Depending on where you are, I greet you. Nusiemi betwa bumbote bana bayi solele molweni abantuana abangoni moriega shiana shiangai na kenda moyoru. Mpo salama watoto wa Mungu. Yes, it's that time. We sit down and rightly divide the word of truth. Before I came on, there was a song that was playing. It's a beautiful song. That is sung by an Agekoyo musician, and she sings Muradhiwito shege nyaturadeire ate nigoga shiaro memoni mato ando makaregana na ondoire wao rere ne hindarenge mutonyo mato. Yes, the great seer Mugo Wakibiru said that there are those that will be born with earplugs in their ears, and they will forsake their culture. They will forsake the ways of their ancestor. And this is their time to be warned again. Greetings, Isolere. I know it's been a minute. It's been a while since you saw me on your screen. But I always say, before you can teach, you must understand what exactly it is you're teaching. I knew I had a message. I just had to be sure that the message I was sharing with my people, with you, is solely could be backed up. And those that know the journey know where it has led to a point in life where we get to see things unseen, to do things undone, and to hear things unheard. And all the Kembo we give to Tata Nzambi Yamazulu Mpungu Tulendo my people in the south know as Sonini Nanini Somandla, and who we in the East Gate call NGAI Mulungu, depending on where you are, Mpungu, Mungu. He has many titles, but he is one. He is one, the one that dwells on the mountains. The mountains that are full of wisdom and life. I have been on a journey that has led me to understand some truths and to demystify what cognitive dissonance had earlier rejected, because as sons and daughters of Muntu, we are inclined to believe that of which we see. Because as the great Mugo Wakibiro said, we have wax between our ears. We hear, or rather we listen, but we do not hear. We speak, but we do not communicate. And in the reign of Kwatulendo, the reign of peace, I think the greatest understanding for any son and daughter of Muntu would be to understand the connection. And the connection, I always wondered if Isolele is the chosen generation, what of these others? They're not of the Mindele. So I sought deep. And for those of you who have read Mahabharata, which is an Indian epic, it talks of a Mount Meru, the land of the gods. Or what those in Kingipiti would say, Tanateru. You see, Mount Meru, Tanateru, the land of the gods. And it is, they do say that at Meru, the sun and the moon go round from left to right, and every day, and all the stars from left to right, from east to west. And that the mountain is covered by darkness in the night. The complete equinoxes we have. And I guarantee you, even the Indian rishis are referring to Mount Kenya. If we look at the scriptures in Isaiah chapter 2, just give me a minute, Solele. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. And this is what Isaiah, son of Amoz, saw concerning Yaounde and YERUSALEMA in the last days. The mountain of Sonini Nini's temple will be established as the highest of the mountains. It will be exalted above the hills, and all nations will stream to it. You see, they brought COVID and the Mount Kenya prayer walk did not happen. The congregation of the 1,400 freed souls, or woke sons and daughters of Muntu. Come out of her, come back home, Banaveto. Many people will come and say, come, let us go to the mountain of Sonini Nanini, to the temple of the Somandla of Yakubi. He will teach us his ways so that we may walk in his paths. The law will go out from Sion, and the word of Sonini Nanini from Yerusalema, Ikalayame. We connected through the Isiklosa. Eli Eli lama sabatane. This is for the Sabbath keepers. Mene mene tekel umfazile. Umfazile. You worker of iniquity. Mene is something wicked. So we know that the writings of the great one were in a Bantu tongue, Isiklosa. Here's a confirmation. The word, the spoken word of Sonini Nanini would come from Yerusalema, Ikalayame. Proof of who the mighty one was. His word, the connection to his word would come from Ikalayame. There it is, Banaveto. I did not write the Bible. You can't make this stuff up. And the law will go out of Sion. The old ways, the ancient paths, Kirira Kiamoge Koyo, the true Keongona, from beyond the rivers of Kush, the law, the Levitical priesthood. That esoteric book, I can never hardly find mine. Oh. That this book has tried to repackage for us in Leviticus. And this is what I realized when I went on this path. The very first time I got to encounter a Mondomoho, a Kikuyu seer, an order to which I now belong, there was a set of laws hung at the entrance. And they were very specific. You cannot enter the seer's hut if you're on your monthly cycle. You cannot enter the seer's hut if you have recently been in contact with a dead person or a funeral. You cannot enter a seer's hut with your nails painted, or your hair made up, or with human hair. And I questioned myself, why is a group of Agekoyo following doctrine similar to what I have read in the Levitical priesthood? So I pursued this with zeal. Those who follow the channel understand how we got here. But that is neither there nor here. What is important is the law will go out from Zion. Kerema. Kere, it has ma, truth. Kerema kiangai. It has the truth of I am connecting with the Congo. The SOMANDLA of the Black people, of the Black nation. Because every nation has its mighty one. Do not be fooled. And within their own right, they can pray to that understanding they have. But for you to think you can take their understanding and map it onto your culture, and it is entombed in this, and you refuse to have your spiritual eyes open so that you may decipher what exactly is going on in this book. This book has truth in it, but it also has abominations. And that is why I will go to the mountain. And get Ira to cleanse the children. As it is full of abominations. Bear with me, Solere. I realized that a lot of what we put out here is a great culture shock. So I'm willing to meet you at your level of understanding that we may walk this journey together. Because the role of a watchman is not to come and tell you how you should live your life. The role of a watchman is to warn you when the life you lead spells doom, not just for you, but for the nation, because we are one, and we are only as strong as our weakest link. You have awoken, you understand that you are lied to, but how much of these lies are you willing to decipher? And are you willing to remove the lens that is cognitive dissonance, the lens that we try and see everything through? Is this relatable to me? Of course, what we do on the continent will not be relatable to you. You haven't seen it anywhere. And wherever you have seen it, the way it has been presented to you, my kings and queens in the diaspora, the way it has been presented to you, it has been so distorted that all it can instill in you is fear. And I tell you verily, fear is a vibration for Ndoki or malevolent spirits to rule over your life. And that is why every time there was a divine encounter, there was the precedence of the words, do not be afraid in the New Testament. Because what was divine is beyond cognitive dissonance. It will not make sense to your mind in the way that it has been conditioned to. And that is why certain things have to be done to restore the mind to its primordial state. Some connections have to be made. Some disconnections have also to be made. Think of it this way. You understand who you are. You know where you come from. but you don't realize the essence of what makes you, you. And that is why we say, Kembo Kembo Natata Nzambi Yamazulu Mpungu Tulendo. For Gog is set against Magog. Even we in the bush get the news. He will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. That is Isolele. Isolele is not training for war. Isolele is not planning to raise a sword against any nation. Isolele has turned this desire, this awakening into wanting to rebuild Africa, the motherland, into plowshares. Because a seed has to be planted in the ground for it to grow. And his ways will be taught. His ways are not the ways of this world. So his ways are not the ways of the Mindele. Come, let us go to the mountain of Somandla. They put borders so it confuses you. Should I go to Ghana? Should I go to Nigeria? Should I go to... Does it even matter where you go? We are one. Just come back home. Because this is what... Kembo Kembo Natata Nzambi Yamazulu Mpungu Tulendo Laweza Shama Mtunangile. This is what... And this is the message I wanted to deliver to you today, Isolele. As you see me on your screen, verily I tell you, I'm in the process of planning a funeral. A funeral for the man that I have called my father for the last couple of decades I've been allowed to exist. In his creation. And this is the first time since coming into this awakening that I have lost somebody close to me. But I'm not mourning. I'm not mourning Isolele. And I'm not happy that they have transitioned, no. It's because from the other side, life continues. They speak, we hear. Let those with ears understand. And for those of you that have been following the community page, some of these videos, they will not allow me to put out there. So we try and do lessons on other platforms. Which are available if you reach out through email. I thank you, Isolele, for your continued support. We are at war. I will be coming back with the interviews and expect bigger and greater. But for the esoteric and deeper stuff, well, I've tried to upload those videos. They will not let me. So all the information is available in the description. I continue to honor all those who are working tirelessly to bring this truth to you. Yayan Kosizona, I honor you. Yanata Shilombo Nabi, Muluba Warrior, I honor you. Nabi Kefas, I honor you. Treo Ketiwe Yisolele, I honor you. Congo Diantotela gave us a brilliant child. Michaela Massa, I honor you. Makaya Nzambe, Queen Gingone, Dr. Susan Tata, all the Pan-Africanists, and all those that are bringing this truth. Let us work together and rebuild the great nation that is Yisolele. Thai, Dada Yangai Thai, Thai, Dada Yangai Thai, Thai, Dada Yangai Thai. Kirenya Gagederu, Kirogwa Taira, Kirogwata. I continue to ask you, Banabeto, Ungubani, who are you? Know thyself. It's time to come home. Get rid of that blood. Get rid of all that doctrine that blocks your mind. How you ask? Return to the paths. Ngweta.